All right, y'all been bearing with me for a couple hours now, me yapping and doing food prepping and everything else. Now we're about to go ahead and literally where the metal meets the meat. Wash rail is open. I'm gonna put these shoulder type things on the high part of the grill and the higher part of the heat zones. Okay. So that they can benefit from the more heat, even though the heat is not extremely high, as it were. So, let's do. So they're up there, okay? And I just added that wood, so that apple flavor is gonna come through strong. And now, oh yeah. Get these ribs and fix them. Let me get my hands-free thing back on. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, good to go. So now, let's go to the other side. Okay. Okay. Prop that open. Yeah. Get these ribs in the thing. So, I'll take these. On the second rack there, and then I like to start them out. I know some people are, but I like to start them out bone down and have the the heat come up through the thicker part from the back, and I'll flip them maybe once, but it gives it the opportunity for that smoke to come through real good once it gets to rolling. So once those apple chunks get to going pretty good there, you're gonna really see that come out. But the good thing about this, we can do that slow and low. Ain't nobody in a hurry if it needs to get done. Well, I'm not gonna hurry them getting done is what I mean to say to you. Oh, nigga, that last one. Ooh. The bigger ones, the thicker cut ones, whatever, I put in a situation where they're gonna be in a mid to high heat zone, but it's still only gonna be about 240, which is fine with me because I got time. I'm gonna run around, do some errands, you know what I'm saying? Do some pre-retirement activity. Hey, what's up, Past Master? Good, I'm chilling, you know, getting beating the nerves and stuff by doing some barbecue. Oh, there we go. Shout out to my man Rosenthal, who put these new bars on here so I can close this thing up properly, because that is pivotal to maintaining the right temperature and keeping in the smoke. So we've done that part. So what we just did was we put in basically those pork shoulders in there and them 6 slabs of ribs. So we're looking at a situation where if you done properly, you can get these those shoulders like the ones I showed you, and you can feed a lot of folks, you know, with minimal work. You know what I'm saying? You get them seasoned up real good and smoked up real tender. But there's a key to pulled pork as well. And this is the thing that a lot of people miss. So I'm kind of giving up the tapes here, but that's okay. because I want everybody barbecue to be slamming. So when it comes to doing pulled pork, there's a last phase of the preparation of the cooking that a lot of people neglect. Okay. And this is the thing that makes it so that it's tender and pullable. In order to make it so you can pull it right, the internal temperature needs to get between 195 and 205 and be there consistently for at least 30 minutes. An hour if you can, at around 202. Because around that temperature, the connective tissue of the meat starts to break down, okay? And so slicing it at that point won't do you any good, but you can pull it apart. You can do that. If you're done properly, you can do that with anything. And that's what makes it so my brisket is tender and it comes apart. When I'm resting it at the end, I put it in my Cambros for at least an hour, hour and a half, sometimes up to 3 hours. And the temperature is going to rise while it does that, okay? So with that pulled pork and these pork shoulders, I already talked to you about the importance of infusing the flavor with the seasonings and the Worcester. I already talked to you about massaging the seasoning into the tissue. Now you got the basics. The key at the end to some tender, juicy pulled pork is a strong temperature spike. I do this for like an hour, like 45 minutes or an hour. Since it's pork, you want to get the internal temperature to the well done temperature. So those of you know what that is. You get it up over 160, 165, to know for sure that you got it well done to the core. That's good. Once it reaches there, then it's time for the spike. What I do is I'll pull it take it. I see, don't say, want to get the terminology mixed up. I take it out of the smoker, wrap it in butcher paper or aluminum foil, whatever your preference is, and then turn it. Since I have a pellet smoker that I can, with convection and everything, turn it up to about 400 degrees. Your oven will do this well in a pinch as well, as long as you got a pan underneath it, because you want to catch all those drippings. It's going to marinate its own juices as it cooks up to that temperature, and it's going to cook up real tender on the inside. I have a 4-pronged remote thermometer, so I can put it in different places in a large cut of meat or like 4 different pork shoulders, and you can sit there and watch the temperature rise. This will happen over the course of an hour, maybe in some change, depending on your oven and so on and so forth, how well you wrap it. I wrap mine really, really tight because it's going to hold in the juices. You don't want to lose none of the juice. Generally, when I'm cooking, I try to have a pan or something underneath to catch those juices directly, because you can use them again, okay? But the thing is, the juice that gets trapped in the butcher paper and the doggone foil, you're going to want to take those renders, you're going to pour them in a cup. When you pull your pork or whatever and everything, it's going to have the natural juice that comes out of it. But anytime you separate meat by slicing or pulling, you've been exposed to the air, and the friction of pulling it apart is going to dry it. So after you pull it and put it in the pan, you take those drippings and the juices that came out of that paper and the foil, you pour it right in there, and then fold it through the meat. Boom. Now you got extra flavor. You got enhanced juiciness and texture, and then that's what's going to get you where people are going to really want to jump and shout about your pulled pork. So I just gave y'all a trade secret, free. Now, again, that's all in the execution, okay? The whole purpose of all of this is, besides helping me get over my nerves, is to share some of this stuff, and as I go through this process, because a lot of people ask me, and I'm like, I'm not that guy that's going to act like I got a briefcase chained to my wrist, and I can't tell you, and I can't share with you, and I don't want you to know. I want to be able to come over to your house and get some good barbecue. So, hey, the more people that know this and know how to do it right, the better. But also, it helps with that thing, because some people are a little bit confused because they know what they've been told, or they know what they've been shown, which is incorrect, and they know what they believe, which is incorrect, okay? And like I said earlier about learning from a bunch of people, I have so many people even in my lodge that know all these great things, and old heads, and I'm there to soak it up. I'm listening to everything they say, because there's a lot of wisdom there. And one of the things that drives good barbecue is wisdom. Cats that have been there and done it. They know how to make a fire. They know how to maintain the temperature. they know how to get that seasoning just right and everything else. So that's a big thing for me, is getting that from people. And so if there's any of it that I've imparted to you today, I hope you can use it. And I hope whatever you're making, you enjoy it. And then, you know, you'll be a rock star at your barbecue in your backyard. You know, that's all a lot of people want. But me, I'm serious about this as on the business side of the game, because this is what I'm going to be doing in my transition to retirement. The Invincible Chef Barbecue Company is real. It is happening, and it's going on right now. It has been for some time, and it's picking up a level of success that I feel very grateful for and humbled by. But it all comes down to the fundamentals that I apply on these things that I just described to y'all earlier. Now, the next time that I do one of these videos, I'm probably going to be doing a brisket. And I'm going to show you guys the different steps that I go through to guarantee that you'll get a tender, juicy brisket. And you have flavor that will make people want to shout. That's like my signature item on my menu, so I take a lot of pride in it. And I like to show a lot of y'all how I do it. I'm going to do a full brisket, and then the other one I'm going to show you how, well, I learned this off of YouTube, so it's dope, how with the proper knives you can separate the point from the flat. Now there's some of you that already know this, so I'd be preaching to the choir, but a lot of the people that like to watch these videos with me and hang out with me on Facebook, it's the furthest thing from their mind. And from a hobbyist standpoint, you'd be like, oh, that's something cool I just learned, and whatever, you can try it. But for you new folks that haven't, you know, really done anything with barbecuing really and don't have that experience, what's going to happen is, what it's going to do for you is, it's going to give you a smaller cut of brisket to work with, and it'll be that way, make it easier for you to smoke and everything, because brisket is something you got to practice on, and you're going to mess up a few of them before you get it right. But it's better to do it with a smaller cut of meat that costs less money, you know what I'm saying, and you done made the commitment on a $50, $60 brisket. You got an 18 or 20 pounder and it's shot to hell, and everybody else is expecting something good, you know, it's chewing on a piece of a truck tire, you know what I mean? So I'm about to go through, I guess, cleanup time. You know, I clean up my sink, clean up my work area. I think that's a little bit too boring to broadcast, so I'm gonna get off of here, and I hope it wasn't too many videos, and I hope it wasn't too long. And next time many of y'all will see me will be at my retirement ceremony. Now I'm gonna live stream it because I got a lot of family in the Midwest and in the South that couldn't come, and a lot of my fellow Marines that were on the journey with me that couldn't make it out. So I have one of my kids with the camera, hope it ain't too shaky and whatever else, and then I'm gonna record it with my DSLR camera. I'm gonna have that on the tripod out there, you know, get all the memories we can out of this, you know what I mean? But once again, all the viewers, friends, family, Facebook, I love y'all. God bless y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I go to the next phase of this morning. So peace out.